Hello, welcome to my Sunday From. Today I have another mukbang and I have a Dole Whip. It's a tiny little thing, but it was $6 for a whole pack of like I don't know how many, but I just wanted to try it. It's in the flavor pineapple. They have a new one, mango. I have lemonade I made. And also I made a ramen noodle like I did the other day, but I put herbs in it. And then I made seasoned fries and a chicken sandwich. And this is pineapple teriyaki flavored, and this is flavored with lemon pepper, basically, and spices. So let's give it a try, see how I did. First, obviously, I'm gonna try the fries. mm, that's really good. It tastes like diner fries. I made this ginger lemonade. It's really smooth. I've been dying to try this ramen. See how it came out. Mmm. Well, that's good. It tastes like stew. That's what it tastes like. That's pretty good. Mm. So I just been chilling, trying to maintain, and I had got on to do my makeup, but I don't know. I feel like somebody put something on me because like things have been happening weird. Mm-hmm. Like really weird. And I can just tell. So I've been trying to use what I can to get it off of me, but it's been working and stuff. It's just that it really kind of brought me down. And it's usually when it usually happens like if you're um not feeling good. Like somebody is like watching your wellness and they think they can get you. They usually will. Like if people are watching you that bad, they'll take the most cowardly strikes against you. And, you know, usually they'll cover it up because they'll say something about God. And automatically you know that they went to a witch or a gypsy and pay for something to be placed on you. I know y'all don't believe in that stuff, but I can assure you, I made many friends through um, studying witchcraft. So I lightly toasted these buns on the inside, but not on the outside, so they could be like really soft. So there's bozos that use witchcraft for that. And they'll do this for years until like they're dead in their grave. And usually the people that do it brag. So if they are a bozo, which is more likely the case, even, though it seems like only one person's attacking you, I feel like the person that they brag to about it is also aiding and abetting. And in Houston, they tried making laws against witchcraft and stuff like that. Some lady was like, there was like a situation, and the guy was like, put your hands up and listen to my command. And she was like, I'm gonna turn you into a frog. And he was like, whoa. And the next thing you know, he took it to the courts. But it didn't really pick up around, I think it picked up around Beaumont, but people didn't really pick up to those things because they don't believe it. And even some Christians actually believe that if you believe in witchcraft, that you're believing that the evil has power over Jesus and God. Mm-hmm. So, believing in the devil, believing in witchcraft, and believing that you could tell the future are signs that you worship Satan. So, in Texas, it's a little bit different. And only he can tell his story. Only he knows what he felt. Because he's the one it happened to. Mm. But both switches, they have this fear of persecution, and if they don't have a fear of persecution, I think either they're kind of small or they don't understand that the laws back in the day were to persecute witches, and they stand as they are because there has never been a real threat to humanity based on the fact that they persecuted witches through the American law. Therefore, the American law, like I said, stands as is. Even though um, persons who practice brujeria, pagan, you know, witchcraft, or devil, how do you say, hexes and stuff like that, and spells, things like that. Even though those are human beings, is what I'm saying. So, yeah, I felt really intense um pressure to find a spiritual higher ground. So today I'm starting this week, because this week starts today. I'm starting this week off fresh, and going in knowing my strengths, um knowing the obstacles I face, but also realizing where I'm at in this world. I mean, that's the hardest part about being already first day of the week. Letting go of Friday, Saturday, the worst days, and push into Monday, the first day, the first weekday of the week. So, even though there's so many myths revolving witchcraft, I can tell you that here to Timbuktu, most people who practice witchcraft usually generally believe in Christianity and Jesus is their Lord and Savior, and they um practice their faith, you know, and the witchcraft stuff is something I think that they just cling to and believe in because it holds importance in their life. And um I think for everybody that does witchcraft and is in the Christian faith, they do find it hard to see this world clearly, you know. And I feel like that's the most innocent thing in this world. Even though the church would call you lost, I feel like that's the most innocent place that you can be. And also, you know, I think if you're a spiritual leader, you could see the vulnerability left in these people of faith. And that's why things tend to go awry in their life. You know, once they start mixing with the general public, like it gets out of hand. And, you know, it could lead to your downfall if you let it. I think all of us, period, need to be watchful because there's so many people that wish us bad spiritually. You know, they wish us bad in life in general, but also, you know, they wish our downfall. And um they have a lot invested to where they actually have played a part in stuff that has negatively impacted our lives. And, you know, um, like I had a friend that could make somebody stub a toe, but for me, that was like, it's like basic stuff, right? Like, it's like the crafts type stuff. No. People, like I said, the bozos that play with witchcraft just to hurt people. I think that I think that eventually they will get exposed for being Satan's followers or whatever. But will society hold them accountable? And if not, isn't this telling of how the modern world works? Because, in my opinion, we don't need to speak on faith if we're only going to be speaking from a first person point of view, which could totally be like, for instance, I'm from the Aztec tribe. Um, it could be portrayed as entitlement and come off as privilege. So where do you draw your boundaries when you're going ham turkey on somebody based on beliefs, faith, religion, which obviously shouldn't be discriminated against. But like I said, there's a caveat because bozos do exist and they will use witchcraft to harm the general population, the public. I wouldn't be sitting here talking about it if it wasn't so. But I think for a lot of people, their beliefs and stuff, they're founded on like what they've seen and experienced and witnessed. Because it's not socially acceptable to believe in the unseen. And if they really do practice Christianity, you know what I mean? Then is it really okay to persecute all witches and pagans? Like I said, my religion is pagan. Is that okay? Because like I said in the Bible, it caused them lost. And that's what our American laws are founded in, Christianity, equality. Because there are calls to push for equality, and there hasn't been any real cases where one religion or sect was discriminated against in such a heinous way. But witches were. They were hung at stake, then on fire and burned, stripped, drowned in the rivers, tied to a rope, bag over the head, and then persecuted by law as well. They'd go back and rewrite. This is out of hand. That's what they would say. We found another one hiding in her home. How dare a human being have a home? Just like how dare a human being have a religion? Let's try this. Oh, this is good. It's just like pineapple sherbet. Like paleta. It tastes like paleta. It's good. There's so little. But bozos always think they have the most virtuous higher ground than thee. And, you know, those type of people usually have a criminal background too. So, mm-hmm. There's that. So, I just want to let you know that there is such a thing as discrimination in many forms, but also to pretend that religious discrimination doesn't exist would be a whole lie. But one thing's for sure, if we want to do a case study on it and go to the legislature about it, I think the first thing you would need to include would be the pagan religions. Because obviously, if I practice my religion in America, I could be persecuted as well, too, because the laws are read as they are written. And anybody could. I mean, you know, you can easily say the pagans are a cult, and a cult are dangerous, especially to the youth. They might not even survive out of these cults. Now, pagan, like I said, if it's viewed as a religion, it could help a lot of people. Um, Not just financially, but to gain independence and to be able to live as a person with dignity. Because there's a lot of people that when they see you light candles, when they see you, you know, you're praying, and then the next thing you know, there's incense or there's these statues, and you got gold, you know, coins there, and, you know, they're just overstimulated with you, and they will push back and, you know, apply pressure and give you the backlash that is so heavy that you're digging yourself out of all these things that just keep piling on. And those may not be hexes and curses, but it sure does feel like a harm spell has been cast. Because if you cannot show your face in the public, go buy your groceries, go house shopping, rent an apartment, put your kids in a nursery. If you can't do these things like have a job, there's no way that your people will continue and prosper into the future. And until we include each and every one of us and dignify us as people, as human beings, and, together unite and stand for religious freedoms, then I don't think that you could say that us, holy, will rise up against this oppression um, in expedited time. I think it would take a lot and take you know, every bit of inner strength that, let's say, a person who does practice witchcraft would have, because, what do they have to lean on when they're being scrutinized for every single thing in life? And to top it off, we're still in the aftermath of an oppressive force that used politics against us. So it's like persecution upon social stigma. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. And thank you for listening. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, like, comment, share, subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. My Sunday Farm. Bye bye.